That she does on the, I'm using the term loosely, on the side here. And you know what? This should be fine. A lot of people are afraid because there's some, I'll tell you this, but there's some dirty pool that takes place if people criticize.
What's going on, you guys? We have Steven Crowder getting demolished by Emma Vigeland. Steven Crowder is spreading misinformation about Gaza. Emma Vigeland is setting the record straight.
Steven?
Someone else told me she's never experienced this herself or seen it herself and admitted as much, but it didn't stop her from going to the press. She also describes terrorists as not terrorists. Sometimes she...
Yeah. So as for the gunmen who taken over the Church of Nativity, again, she said that they're voluntarily. For the most part, they claim they are not terrorists, but policemen and parishioners of these churches, husbands and brothers trying to defend their homes. Who are you gonna believe? The IDF, who has been calling everyone they massacre terrorists, every Palestinian a terrorist, or again, the Franciscan monks.
Describes them as policemen, parishioners, husbands, and fathers. So you can check all the references. That's who this person is, if you want to know the motivations there and how much you would align with this person's perspective. Let me just rattle off a few examples of so clearly factually inaccurate statements that were pushed back on 0%, so you can kind of guess how the rest of the interview goes. Here's the very first claim that she makes. She says that the Christian population in Israel is declining.
Well, that's a good point, Emma. That's what's happening right now, which is that the Christians do need to hear what this woman has to say. What's going on in their supposed Holy Land. They should hear it. And Steven Crowder is poisoning the well to try to protect that from ever happening. That's all that's happening right here.
Yeah.
That were two examples of so clearly factually inaccurate statements that were pushed back on 0%, so you can kind of guess how the rest of the interview goes. Here's the very first claim that she makes. She says that the Christian population in Israel is declining. Go.
I'm just going to spare you that part. I mean, I think that at the very end of the day, whether it's Christians that the right are, going back and forth around, or it is just Palestinian, whether it's like the actual people of Palestine, it is clear that there have been, it's been a displacement among the Palestinian people. That is just a simple Google search away. Look up the multiple historical events of displacement of Palestinian people, and you will see what is going on since 1940s, maybe before that, and there's no denying it. You actually cannot deny it. All of these other things that get thrown into the play, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, whatever it is a people that is they're getting put into a corner more and more and more and more.
That she does on the, I'm using the term loosely, on the side here. And you know what? This should be fine. A lot of people are afraid because there's some, I'll tell you this, but there's some dirty pool that takes place if people criticize Tucker, and you're not part of the Cool Kids Club. I keep reading that the Christian population has declined there since Israel has become, since they've gained statehood. Well, why are you reading that? Because Israel's Christian population is increasing. From 23 to 24 recently, it's been an increase of 0.6%, and it's grown by 5 times. The Christian population has multiplied by 5 since 48.
Okay, actually, I want to see that source. And maybe we can pause for a sec, and you guys, because I want to run through the rest of it too, but this is the same argument that they're using against Palestinians, because Palestinians have no access to basic health care and things like contraceptive care. And they are also very young as a population compared to other populations, because even prior to the genocide, they don't have the luxury of getting old, or they leave. And so, yes, their population grows because they don't have contraception and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah, it's a common thing that people under occupation, not just Gaza or Palestine, West Bank in general, but anywhere, because there's not a whole lot else to do. The conditions lead to certain things of like that. That's a pretty common thing. But he's wrong here. Let's let him finish this claim.
Okay.
About he goes back to 1948 too.
From 23 to 24. Because Israel's Christian population is increasing. From 23 to 24 recently, it's been an increase of 0.6%, and it's grown by 5 times. The Christian population has multiplied by 5 since 48. Let's contrast that with the Christian population in Palestine. 90% decline since 1922.
Oh, okay. So that's even dumber than I thought. I thought he was referring to Palestine at the beginning.
The craziest part about this is that anyone believes the freaking numbers to begin with. It's a war zone. Are they going door to, you think people are going door to door doing census work right now? Like, what, they're killing journalists, the journalists that were with Al Jazeera that are reporting on what's going on, where it's like an unspoken rule that you don't touch the people that are reporting on what's going on. They are getting slaughtered. They're getting, like 4 of those people just got killed, I believe, including 3 other like cameramen and other independent journalists. They got, something happened to them, they got their lives taken from them by the IDF. I'm just wanting to make sure YouTube isn't gonna, say something crazy about me. But we're not doing census work from door to door. What makes you believe that any of these numbers are even remotely acceptable?
The state of Israel and much of historic Palestine, more than a third of Palestinian Christians were among the 750,000 refugees forced to flee their homes in Palestine. The Israeli historian Ilan Pappé describes Israel's war of independence, we've had Pappé on the show, which Palestinians call the Nakba, as the ethnic cleansing of Palestine. So Crowder is saying, again, their raw numbers may have slightly increased, although that's only if you zoom into specific numbers. What's happening is a large number of Israelis are drowning out that population. So in all these holy places, the raw number might go up. The percentage is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking because who's allowed to move there? Stephen, who is allowed to move to these places? Is it Christians? Are Christians allowed to move into Israel? Or is it Jews? Is it exclusively Jewish folks or into these settlements? Stephen Crowder supports these settlements more than he supports the indigenous Christians to Palestine. That's what's happening right here.
I don't know. You don't have a bell, though.
Ding! It's so Pavlovian.
In Palestine, 90% decline since 1922. It's a factually incorrect statement, and both of them make it. I'm just asking questions. Here's the thing, I can't stand AIPAC, and I don't think that the United States should be supporting Israel to the tune of billions of dollars like we do. I think it's good to have an ally, and I hope that they blow up every single last member of Hamas until they get their hostages back.
You mean Tucker doesn't know the Christian population of a country he wants to hate?
Neither do y'all.
Well, I mean, also one important thing to understand about the Christians especially the Arab Christians in Israel, is that they're also not fans of the Israeli state, though. Like, a lot of them are driven there due to the same reasons people are driven to like richer states and regions. Like, there's like a wealth issue when it comes to Israel that drives refugees from other parts of the Middle East. But when you actually, at least from the recent poll, the most recent poll I was able to find from Pew like weeks ago, which was again a while ago, they don't support the Israeli ethno-state project. They think, along with the Arab Muslims in the region, that Israel can't be an apartheid state and a democracy at the same time. So just talking about the number of Christians there is irrelevant to the realities that they face on the ground, and how they feel about the Israeli state project, which is bad. They don't like it there.
And again, it's not that difficult of an issue to understand. Look, they want to make all these different sub-arguments to make it more complex. There's a group of people that's going to continue to get displaced. Since this whole conflict has started, they've been put into the West Bank, then they've been put into Gaza, and now Gaza is being completely demolished just from, the ground up at this point. You can look at numbers, you can look at charts, graphs, someone can argue for it, someone can argue against it. People can say, 40% of the Palestinian population right now is under the age of 14. That's another statistic as well. You can add all these different statistics in, right? Or you can say, screw the numbers. Let me look at what the history is, because the numbers can always get manipulated. But let's see, it is a group of people that is getting put into a corner, right? And at that point, what more do you have to say? What more do you have to see? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.